Hello, this is Aaron from AaronOnAutos.com, and in today's shaky cam interior review, we are in a 2016 Cadillac CTS. This is a beautiful sedan. Cadillac has always done a very good job, and this is probably one of their best, I think. This is about as good as it gets for this, I believe. I don't think there's anything that's not included in this package. So let's go over the interior and look at the details. Doors and windows here, and here's your seat settings, door locks here, and then you'll notice this particular one has the faux carbon fiber. You can also get this with wood inlay. I'll talk more about that in a minute. This has the red as well. I'll talk about that in a minute. Here's your electronic parking brake. Yeah. Here's the heads-up display stuff. This, like most General Motors products with heads-up, it shows in the bottom of the windshield. You can move it up and down here. You can change the info here, and you can change the brightness here. And then this is the brightness for the rest of the console. Really love these heads-up displays. Very, very nice, useful. I love these things. I can't get the camera to focus. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, you know, I really like these. They're very, very useful, and I like the idea. I like that it's so easy to flip through and change. So it's pretty great. So, moving along, we'll look here. Here's your lighting. Mostly, you just set it on auto and leave it. There's really no reason to do much else. Over here, you have the wiper washers and so forth, and then this has paddle shifting. This is not the V model, which is the supercharged fast blah blah racetrack version. This is the standard model, which gets realistic miles per gallon and still drives like a sports car. This is a very sporty car. Here you have the cruise control. This is what I was talking about. So voice controls here for the menu system, and then pretty much everything else as far as this goes is for cruise. So here's your distance setting. This has adaptive cruise. The adaptive cruise in this is good. I like it. There are some that are better and then some that are worse. So, you know, it's kind of a mixed bag, but I think this one's pretty good. I like it. It doesn't brake abruptly. It doesn't do any of that. And your following distances are pretty nice. You can stretch it out or pull it in as pretty well. This cancels cruise. This turns it on, and then you set it and reset going up and down. Down here is your telematics. Basically, you can just hang up with this. I'll show you in a minute how the rest of it works. Over here is steering wheel heat. On this side, we have controls for audio and menus. So these are the fast forward and rewind buttons for audio. These are the volume controls here. And then this right here actually controls what's going on up in there. So you can flip through, and most of the stuff that's over here is also going to be right there. So you can see I have it on my phone. You can flip through. There's a few other things you can check out. You know, there's the radio and so on. So you can go through, you can change your options, you can do the menu, you push it to select, you go back and forth to change things. So now I can change what's in the middle there. So you can see I can you know, different things. I've had it on this setting most of the time because I like that, and I have the digital on the heads up, so I don't really need it there. And then over here, you can, you know, your trip computer and all that other good stuff, you can change that stuff around. It's pretty great. I like this system. Once you use it a few times, the learning curve does have a learning curve, but it's not a big one. It's not too steep. Once you learn how to use it, you'll use it a lot because there's a lot of useful stuff you can do. Now, here's one of my beefs with the car. This is a digital instrument cluster. It looks really good, but when the sun is coming at an angle through the window, it glares off of this both directions, left or right, and that's a bit annoying. I wish that this had a little bit deeper bezel. Either the whole thing was set back deeper, or it had some side bezels here to kind of block that sunlight. Otherwise, very awesome display. I love the how much you can change on it and how much stays the same. It's just enough stuff stays the same that you don't have to relearn your instruments every time you drive, or every time you change a setting. So RPMs over here, speed here, engine heat up there, and fuel down there. And here's your when you're in when you leave it in automatic, you don't force it into manual. Here's your numbers, or your gears, and then the numbers will show up over here next to the M there when you have it in manual. Here's your odometer there, and then you have various things. Here's your cruise control. When it senses a car in front of you with the adaptive cruise, that car at the top left turns green. It means there's a car up there. Otherwise, that car actually disappears. So when you have the cruise set and you're driving, there is no car up there, which tells you it's clear right in front of you. And that's about it for the instruments. You can fiddle around with some of this stuff. There's a few things you can do with the trip computer there, and then there's a few more things you could do over here that I didn't show you because I just went up and down through these menus. Going up, some of these menus have sub menus you can move around with too. So moving along, push button start, of course, and infotainment. I really like the infotainment that Cadillac is using, which is it's on par with the rest of GM systems. Very nicely done. There's still a few things that are a little quirky, but I think every single infotainment system out there has that. This one is very good. Easy to use. Most of it's pretty intuitive. Once you connect your phone, you can pretty much do a lot of things that you wouldn't expect unless you are familiar with what modern cars can do now. It's only been the last couple of years that you've been able to really, stream from more than just one source, things like that. There's several things going on. This car has 360 degree cameras. So when you're parking and things, there's a 360 degree view over here. So if I put it in reverse, you'll see that. There's 360 degree view here. That's the rear camera because I'm in reverse. Now if I go to forward, it moves to the forward camera. So pretty neat system. I like the camera system in this car. And then it has a few other things, reads your text messages to you, and all that good stuff. Now, there are some buttons that you need to be familiar with because this is a top fit package. Over here, here's your lane keeping. This has both lane departure warnings and lane keeping assist. So it pulls the steering a little bit over one way or the other to keep you in the lane. For me, it's a little abrupt. It pulls a little fast, a little too hard, so I've shut it off. It's not, I think it just needs a little bit of fine tuning. Just sense the lane, the edge of the lane a little earlier and start moving you a little more gently. Otherwise, it's a very good system. Down here, this is the stop-start system. So you can tell it you don't want the engine to shut itself off when you stop at a light or something. Otherwise, this saves you a little bit of your fuel economy in the city. That opens the glove box. This is the parking sensors, so you can turn the radars on and off and all that good stuff. This is the automated parking. This car will park itself both parallel and perpendicular. I do note that the perpendicular parking is on an angle. It doesn't park flat. It parks at a slight angle, which is supposed to make it easier to get the door open. But it looks funny, and when you park crooked, people are going to think you're an a-hole. So, take it for what it is, and I didn't find any settings where I could change that. So I think that Cadillac just made the decision that that's how they wanted it. Fords are straight, and so it's different manufacturers are going to have different approaches. Honestly, though, perpendicular parking, I don't imagine most people are going to use it all that often. Parallel parking all the time, and this does a great job parallel parking. Over here we have climate and stereo controls. So you have basically your mute button. It turns your radio off. Volume here. This is the home button that brings you to that home screen on the menus up there. Down here you have your climate system, so you can set the temperatures and all that good stuff, and some more climate controls. Seat heating and cooling. These are synced with the auto, so if you turn on the automatic climate, the seats will set themselves to heat and cool based on that. So they'll turn themselves up and down. So normally when you turn it on, you start the car, it's a little bit cold. You start the car, and you have the automatic climate on and it's going. The seat heaters go all the way on. Then after a little while they do what they've done just now and they drop down to 2 and then eventually maybe to 1, because you don't need as much bun warming because the car is warm to temperature. It does the same with the cooling and the air conditioning. Very, very cool. I like that. I have never seen another car that does that, so that's very cool. Here you have your shifter. The shifter here is pretty straightforward, up and down, and then you push this to go into manual mode, and there's a trigger up here that allows you to move it. Manual mode does this, but the only way to shift in from manual is with those paddle shifters up here. But otherwise, there is your manual. It's an 8-speed automatic. Here you have this is a bourgeois cover for the drink holders. Cover slides itself. Neat. Over here, this is your driving modes here, so you can go into sport, normal, eco, blah blah. Up here you have your traction control. Turn it on and off. Here you have a little cubby that, if we were in Europe, would be a cigarette ashtray and whatnot. Since this is politically correct America, we do not have that anymore. Here we have our center console. It's fairly shallow because this is an all-wheel drive vehicle, so there is a drive shaft running back. This is nice. It's a good place to drop your phone. Rubber here. This comes right out to just, you can just pop this out. Where's the little handle? You can just grab this and pull it out and dump it to clean it. Same with this one down here. USB ports. There's 2 of them. Another 12 volt and a 110 right there. So you have tons of power going on inside this box, and a little pass-through right here for your cord, so you can send your cord out. Because I've been putting my phone right here, and I can lay it sideways and have the plug running into there, which is very nice. Then let's just finish off by talking about the interior. Like I said, you can have wood going here. If I was to buy this, I would prefer the mahogany they have for this. This red interior costs a little bit more. It's very pretty offset though. Very, very cool. It's kind of a burnt red there, and it just kind of offsets the dark, because you have the dark leather here, you have perforated leather up here, and then you have this red down here with the carbon fiber and the chrome. And then the black seating with lots of adjustments all over the place. Also perforated, of course, and it's ventilated and heated. Very comfortable seats. I really like the seats in this Cadillac. They did a great job on that. And storage. One thing I would like is a little bulge on either side right about there, so that you can put a drink in there, because you can't really fit a water bottle or anything in there right now. Otherwise, very, very good. Back seat, good sized, considering the size of the car. This is a mid-size, so it's not huge. There are some built-in things like window shades there and stuff. Very, very good back seats, and there's a ski pass-through behind that. I really like this car. It's felt really good. It has a almost panoramic, I don't know if you can see it very well, I don't think so, but it has an almost panoramic sunroof. Just a very good design overall, very comfortable for a sports sedan, and it just drives well. It feels good to drive this car. I enjoyed it. So that's it for AaronOnAutos.com. This has been Aaron inside the 2016 Cadillac CTS. Talk to you again soon.